Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic needs a fourth MVP. He's already got 3, and getting a fourth would tie him with LeBron and Wilt, which is some rare air. That'd put him behind only Jordan, Russell, and Kareem on the all-time MVP list. Right now, Jokic is running the league again. He's averaging nearly 29 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 assists per game. He's leading the league in both boards and assists, which is absurd for a center. His shooting? Almost 67% from the field. That's video game stuff. He started the season with 4 straight triple-double. Then he dropped 55 points on the Clippers, hitting 18 of 23 shots. That's not just hot, that's historic. The Nuggets are winning too. 10 wins and 2 losses so far. And he's leading in advanced metrics, topping the league in efficiency per game at 46.5. It's not just about big stats, he's doing everything. Dominating the glass, running the offense, scoring with ridiculous efficiency. He's breaking the mold for big men, and it's clear. A fourth MVP doesn't just pad the resume. It locks in his legacy as one of the greatest to ever do it. Shai needs to start a dynasty in Oklahoma City. They already got the ring last season, but one title doesn't make a dynasty. He's putting up over 32 points per game, shooting 52%, and doing it while leading a team that opened with 13 wins and just 1 loss. That's the kind of start that can turn into something special if he keeps building. To get there, he's got to crank up the playmaking. 6.5 assists is solid, but for a dynasty level run, he's got to push that closer to 8. He's already producing on defense too, over a steal and a block per game. If he becomes a two-way anchor, not just a scorer, he sets the tone for years. He dropped 55 points against Indiana, but the key's not just going nuclear now and then. It's about staying efficient, staying healthy, and pulling others up with him. If he keeps closing games, controls the late moments, and helps his teammates grow into consistent threat, they've got the tools. Shai's in his prime. They have momentum. This is where dynasties start. Not with a trophy, but what comes next. Steph Curry. Steph Curry needs to drag Golden State back to the Western Conference Finals. The league's loaded, and beating a team like Oklahoma City isn't gonna be easy, but if anyone can swing it, it's him. He's averaging nearly 30 a game, shooting 47% from the field, and just under 40 from deep. At 37 years old, he's still torching teams. That 49-point night against San Antonio? Classic Curry. But to get to the Western Conference Finals again, he's got to do more than score. His assists are under 4 right now. That has to rise. The Warriors can't lean on him to score every night without him also, creating easier looks for everyone else. They're sitting at 8-6, middle of the pack in the West. That means every game matters. He's got to win big ones against the top teams just to stay in striking range. And that roster, they need to hold up. If Curry stays healthy, keeps shooting like this, and raises his playmaking, then the path's open. But if the help fades or the minutes catch up, this team doesn't sniff the Western Finals. It's all on him. Again, by the way, if you guys want to subscribe, I'm going to be posting every day. Thanks. Anyways, Wemby. Wemby needs to end the Spurs playoff drought now. He's averaging over 26 points, nearly 13 rebounds, and blocking almost 4 shots a game. That's elite stuff. But for San Antonio to actually make the playoffs for the first time since 2019, it can't just be about stat sheets. He's got to lead. The Spurs came out swinging, starting 8-2. That's momentum. But playoff spots don't come easy, and the West is stacked. Wemby has to do more than dominate inside. He needs to become the engine, scoring efficiently, defending everything, and getting his teammates involved. 4 assists a night is good for his size, but pushing it higher would change everything. The Spurs need spacing around him. If defenses collapse on him, someone has to make them pay. Still, it starts with him. He's got to stay healthy, avoid the late season fade, and close tight games. The shot blocking, the rebounding, the post presence, all of that is there. But if the Spurs are going to snap the drought, Wemby needs to be more than a young star. He needs to be the reason they're impossible to ignore all season long. Luka. Luka needs to become the next all-time great for the Lakers. He's averaging over 34 points, nearly 9 rebounds, and almost 9 assists. That's MVP level production. But in Los Angeles, numbers don't matter if they don't lead to banners. Luka signed a huge extension this summer. He's the guy now. The bar, Magic, Kobe, Kareem. He opened the season with back-to-back 40-point games and has already carved his name into Lakers history book. But to be the face of the franchise, he's got to push deeper in the playoffs and turn that personal dominance into team wins. That means staying healthy, leading consistently, and showing up big in clutch moments. The Lakers have expectations. Being great somewhere else is one thing. Being legendary in purple and gold takes more. Luka has to own the identity, carry the team, and deliver results every year. The scoring's there, the skill's obvious, but legacy in Los Angeles is earned through titles, leadership, and moments that live forever. Right now, Luka has the spotlight. What he needs is to prove he's not just another star, but the next great chapter in Lakers history. Giannis needs to get more recognition for his historic season so far. He's averaging over 32 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists, while shooting 63% from the field. That's ridiculous production, but somehow it's flying under the radar. The Bucks are 8-6, and that's part of the problem. Team success boosts narratives. Without more wins, the spotlight fades. He dropped 41 against Chicago with 15 boards and 9 assists. Games like that should be headlining, not getting buried. And if he keeps that scoring pace while shooting this efficiently, he'll join one of the smallest clubs in league history. But to get the attention this season deserves, Giannis has to stay healthy, lead the Bucks to more wins, and keep putting up huge nights. If his assist numbers climb and his advanced stats stay elite, there's no excuse for ignoring this run. The numbers are already there. He's dominating across the board. Now he just needs the conversation to catch up. Because if he keeps playing like this and nobody's talking, then we've all forgotten what greatness looks like in real time. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant needs a championship ring with the Houston Rockets. He's already got 2 rings, but winning a third in Houston would hit different. He's no longer just the hired gun on a super team. Now he's the veteran anchor, guiding a young squad with real potential. After landing in Houston through a 7-team trade, he signed a 2-year extension and jumped straight into leading a group built around rising talent. The Rockets started hot, winning 7 of their first 10 games. That early success gives them a real shot at contending, but Durant has to keep it going. He's got to stay efficient, stay healthy, and show up when the lights are the brightest. The numbers don't need to be record-breaking, but the impact does. He has to elevate the guys around him. That means feeding the young core, tightening the defense, and delivering when it mattered. If Houston's gonna make it out of the West, Durant has to be the one steering. He's already passed 30,000 career points. The legacy's stacked, but one more ring in a new city with a young team would seal everything. That's what Kevin Durant needs right now. Devin Booker. Devin Booker needs to carry the Phoenix Suns into the playoffs. He's putting up over 28 points per game with 7 assists and shooting 50% from the field. That's serious production. The Suns weren't expected to be much this year, but they're 8-5 right now, and that's because of Booker. To actually make the playoffs, he's got to keep this up. He's doing the scoring. Now it's about elevating his playmaking, keeping teammates involved, and closing out tight games. 7 assists is solid, but pushing that even higher would give the Suns a better shot at surviving the West. The roster around him isn't stacked. That means he's got to lead through consistency. Night in, night out. His rebounding's a bit low for someone with his usage, so he'll need help there. But on offense, he's been sharp and efficient, already dropping high-scoring games like 38 against Golden State. He's in his prime. The window's open. If Booker keeps scoring like this, stays healthy, and brings others along for the ride, Phoenix has a shot to surprise people. What he needs now is to finish the job and drag them back to the postseason. Jaylen Brunson needs to take full advantage of the Eastern Conference right now. The East isn't loaded with juggernauts this season, and that opens a door for someone to make a real run. Brunson's averaging 28 points and 6.5 assists while shooting almost 47%. That's not just solid, that's the engine of a playoff team. The Knicks are sitting at 8-4, and if they want to climb into the top 4 seeds, it's on Brunson to keep this pace, or even push higher. His assist numbers are strong, but raising his rebounding and sharpening his shooting splits would push him closer to elite two-way production. He won Clutch Player of the Year last season, so there's no question he can deliver late in games. But to take full advantage of this opening in the East, he's got to turn those performances into wins, especially against weaker conference teams. Right now, the East is wide open, and it's his for the taking. Cade Cunningham. Cade needs to lead the Pistons to the number 1 seed in the East. Right now, he's averaging 27.5 points, nearly 10 assists, and over 5 rebounds per game. The Pistons are 11-2, sitting at the top of the conference, but staying there takes more than a hot start. He's got to boost that field goal percentage. 43.6 isn't going to cut it if they want to keep piling up wins. That 3-point percentage, under 30, that has to rise. But the playmaking, that's been elite. Almost 10 assists a game shows he's running the show, and if he keeps it there, they're tough to stop. Defensively, the team's already one of the best, and Cade's role on that end matters more now than ever. He needs to lead in big games, take over in fourth quarters, and stay on the floor all season. Detroit's finally built something real. If Cade stays healthy, tightens up his efficiency, and keeps leading like this, they've got a real shot to finish first in the East. What he needs now is to prove it's not a fluke. It's the new standard. Joel Embiid needs to stay healthy and capitalize on the Sixers' stacked roster. He's playing just over 23 minutes a game right now, averaging nearly 20 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 3 assists. That's solid for a return from injury, but if the Sixers are going to make a real run, he has to ramp it up. This team isn't short on talent. With Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, and Jared McCain alongside him, the roster is built to win now. But all of it hinges on Embiid. His rebounding is down from his usual double-digit numbers, and his efficiency is sitting at 46%. That's good, not great. He signed a 3-year extension. He's the face of the franchise. Now he has to get back to full strength and lead. That means staying on the floor, logging closer to 30 minutes, and anchoring both ends when it counts. The Sixers can be dangerous, but they need their star at full capacity. If Embiid stays upright and leans into this roster's potential, they've got a shot. If not, the talent might be there, but the ceiling won't be. Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell needs to win a ring with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, he's 30 years old, the Cavs are loaded, and the Eastern Conference is wide open. Last season, they won 64 games, and Mitchell made the All-NBA first team. That's the foundation. But the ring? That's what's missing. He's still scoring at a high level, but to finish the job, he's got to elevate everything. That means staying efficient under playoff pressure, leading on defense, and stepping up late in close games. The talent around him, Mobley, Garland, Allen, is legit, but it's Mitchell who has to lead them through the fire. They've started the season 8-5. Not terrible, but inconsistent. Injuries have hit already, and the margin for error is small. Mitchell can't afford to wait for next year. He's got to keep this team locked in, build chemistry, and push deep into the postseason. If the Cavs stay healthy and Mitchell delivers, they have the tools to win it all. If they fall short again, the window starts to close. What he needs right now is more than great stats. He needs to bring Cleveland its championship moment. Anthony Davis needs to stay healthy, plain and simple. He's averaging over 20 points and 10 rebounds through his first 5 games with the Mavericks, shooting 52% from the field. The production is still there, but the biggest question has nothing to do with skill. It's availability. After off-season eye surgery and a track record filled with missed games, the spotlight's back on whether he can actually stay on the floor. He's only playing about 30 minutes a night, and if Dallas wants to contend, that has to go up. His career averages are better across the board, but he has to be out there to reach them. He put on some weight during the offseason, and that's raised concerns about conditioning and mobility. That matters, especially for someone expected to anchor the defense and dominate the paint. Dallas traded for him and signed on to make him a franchise piece. If he can stay in shape, play consistent minutes, and avoid injuries, he's still a top-tier big. If not, then the Mavericks will be built around a star they can't always count on. What Davis needs right now is to make his impact felt every night. Anthony Edwards needs to win either an MVP or a championship ring and become the best Timberwolf ever. He's averaging over 27 points, nearly 5 rebounds, and close to 4 assists, while shooting just under 48% from the field. That's elite scoring, but for him to enter MVP or champion status, he has to do more. The Timberwolves need to be a top team in the West. That means Edwards has to boost his assist numbers, clean up efficiency from deep, and keep delivering in big moments. Late game control, fourth quarter buckets, and winning performances against top teams will push his case forward. He already owns franchise records and is the clear face of the team. But MVPs and rings require total impact, not just scoring. That means defending, leading, and lifting everyone around him. The roster has potential, but Edwards is the difference maker. At 24, he's entering his prime. If he stays healthy, sharpens his all-around game, and the Wolves win, then this becomes his era. What he needs now is to take that leap and make Minnesota a place where stars don't just shine, they win. Zion Williamson. Zion needs clarity, and he might need a trade to get it. He's played just 219 games out of a possible 480 since entering the league. The talent is real, explosive, efficient, dominant when healthy, but health has never been guaranteed. And now, the Pelicans are 2-10. His trade value is low, and the front office is under pressure. Right now, Zion needs a situation that lets him reset, a team that believes in him, that's willing to build a system around his unique skill set, and that can help him stay on the floor. That might not be New Orleans anymore. To make a trade matter, he has to prove he can stay healthy, produce at elite levels again, and become more than just potential. Whether it's Charlotte, Portland or somewhere else? It's not just about fit, it's about rescue. What Zion needs isn't just a new jersey, it's a new start and a shot to right the part of his career that hasn't been lived yet. Jaylen Brown needs to own the spotlight. With Jason Tatum out for the season, this is all on him now. He's putting up around 27 points a night, and that's not just solid, that's franchise level production. He's shooting over 50% from the field, which is his best yet, but scoring alone won't cut it. He's got to start creating more for others. 4 assists per game is fine, but if he can bump that up and consistently get others going, it'll make the Celtics way harder to guard. He's also got to keep the defense locked in. No slacking, just because the offense is humming. Taking over as the lead voice means he's got to set the tone, especially for the younger guys. Big moments are going to keep coming, and he's got to deliver when it counts. That's how stars become leaders. The Celtics need their role players to show up too, but Jaylen's the engine now. If he can keep up the efficiency, avoid wearing down, and keep the group playing like a unit, the Celtics can still make noise. This is Jaylen's prime. This is the moment where he proves how far he can carry this team. Lauri needs a trade. He's putting up big numbers, and after dropping 51 points with 14 rebounds in the opener, he's made it loud and clear. He's not here to babysit a rebuild. Utah's already being floated as a tank candidate, and you don't need a crystal ball to know that doesn't exactly scream championship window. Lauri's extension locked in a long-term deal, but it also made him one of the most talked about trade names in the league. If he's going to capitalize on his prime, this is the time to go somewhere that's trying to win now. His value's never been higher, especially after that international stretch where he was unstoppable. But value only matters if he keeps it going. He's got to stay healthy, keep scoring like this, and prove he's not just hot for a few games. LaMelo Ball needs to be more efficient. Right now, he's putting up over 22 points and nearly 10 assists per game, which looks great until you check the shooting number. His field goal percentage is under 42%, and his three-point shot is stuck around 33%. That's just not going to cut it for someone touching the ball that much. He's got the playmaking down, but his shot selection's still a mess. Too many deep, contested looks. He needs to trim the wild shots and lean into better decision. More drives, cleaner passes, and fewer heat checks. Boosting his finishing at the rim and converting more at the line would instantly help. If the Hornets space the floor better and give him a little more help, it'll open the game up. Having guys hit shots around him would let him work without getting swarmed every possession. His assist numbers are elite, but if the turnovers drop and the shot-making climbs, he'll start to look more like a franchise anchor than a flashy stat machine. LaMelo's still young, but it's time for his efficiency to catch up to his talent. This is the next step. Scottie Barnes needs to score more. Right now, he's sitting at just under 20 points per game, and while that's respectable, it won't push him into that true top-tier conversation. He's shooting over 50% from the field, so the efficiency is already there. He just needs to take more shots and be trusted to lead the scoring attack. He's had some big nights, including 31 and 33-point games, but if he wants to make that leap, those can't be occasional. They've got to be expected. To get there, he's got to build consistency. That means showing up with 25 or more night after night, not just now and then. If the Raptors start running more of the offense through him and he keeps his efficiency steady, he's got the tools to be the guy. And the team needs that. His rebounding, passing, and defense are already strong. Adding high-volume scoring puts everything together. If he stays where he's at, he's still valuable. But if he pushes that scoring into the mid-20s and leads late in games, he becomes a centerpiece instead of just a great supporting piece. Pascal needs to take over. With Tyrese Halliburton and Benedict Mathurin both out, the Indiana Pacers are in a tough spot, and Pascal's role just got a whole lot bigger. He's 31, a proven vet, and now the team's main engine. He already helped them reach the Eastern Conference Finals last season, but this year it's a different challenge. The Pacers are struggling, and someone has to stabilize the ship. That someone is him. He's got to score more, lead more, and stay efficient while doing it. With Halliburton gone, playmaking duties shift. Pascal's not a point guard, but he'll need to guide the offense and create for others. That also means being the voice on the floor and the anchor on defense. And with all that pressure, he still has to bring it physically every night. The team around him needs to show up too, or the load could wear him down. Reliable scorers, smart guard play, and a bench that doesn't disappear are all going to be essential. If Pascal stays healthy, keeps producing, and leads this group through the chaos, it'll say more about him than any playoff run ever could. Kawhi Leonard needs to get healthy. That's the full story right now. He came into the season ready. No rehab, no restrictions, just a clean slate. But by early November, he sprained his right ankle, and then his foot in the same game. Now he's missed multiple games, and there's no set timeline for his return. The Clippers say it depends on inflammation and how he responds to ramping things back up. When he was actually on the floor this season, he looked great. Over 24 points, nearly 6 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. The problem is, that version of Kawhi only shows up when he's not dealing with another setback. He played just 37 games last year, and if the pattern repeats, it'll keep dragging down his impact. What he needs now is simple: avoid new injuries, manage his minutes right, and get back into games consistently. He's too good to be watching from the sideline. The Clippers can't make a real playoff push without him. If he can stay available and produce like we know he can, he still changes everything. But if not, the cycle continues. Talent stuck in a holding pattern. Paolo Banchero needs to become the best duo in the East with Franz Wagner. Right now, they're both averaging over 22 points a game and doing it with solid all-around stats. Banchero's pulling down almost 9 boards with 4 assists, and Wagner's adding nearly 6 and 4 of his own. But great duos do more than put up numbers. They need rhythm, balance, and moments where they take over together. Neither one's hitting 50% from the field yet, and that's where the leap starts. More efficient scoring, fewer wasted possessions, and better reads when defenses tighten up. When one draws attention, the other has to cut, move, or make a play. If both stand still, the offense stalls. And then there's the defense. Wagner's got the tools, and Banchero has the size. They've got to use that to clamp down together. Health matters too. Staying on the court all year builds continuity. If they tighten the roles, keep improving, and start stacking wins in big games, this duo could absolutely lead a real push. But it's about more than stats. It's about dominance. Together, Sabonis needs to be traded. He's still averaging double-double, putting up over 15 points and 12 rebounds per game. But Sacramento is falling apart. The Kings are off to a miserable start, and the direction of the franchise is shifting hard toward a rebuild. That's not the place for a veteran like Sabonis, who's already deep into his prime and playing under a big money contract. He's not washed, just misplaced. The fit no longer makes sense. He's been productive, but his efficiency is dipping, and his scoring isn't what it was in his All-NBA years. That's not all on him. The team context is messy, but if he wants to stay relevant and play meaningful games, he's got to land on a roster that's trying to win now. Teams are already making calls, and he can still be a major piece for a contender that needs a big who passes, rebounds, and plays inside out. To boost that trade value, he's got to keep producing and avoid injuries. If he slips further, the market cools, but if he gets moved and lands in the right spot, this entire season could flip for him. Fast. Bam needs to become a real big three with Tyler Hero and Norman Powell. He's putting up nearly 20 points, 8 rebounds, and around 3 assists per game, but his field goal percentage is sitting under 46%. For a front court anchor, that's gotta go up. If this trio is going to work, Bam has to be the inside force, scoring efficiently, dominating the glass, and protecting the rim. With Hero out and Powell still finding his spot in the lineup, Bam's job right now is to set the tone. He's the steady presence, and that means being more than solid. He's got to lead. That means pushing his scoring closer to 25, becoming a better facilitator when defenses collapse, and not disappearing when the team's offense stalls. If Bam can raise his efficiency, stay on the court, and balance the load between Hero and Powell, this trio has real potential. But it starts with him, Josh Giddy. Josh Giddy needs to get healthy and take control of the most improved player race. He's averaging over 21 points, nearly 10 rebounds, and 9 assists per game. And those numbers are a massive jump from last season. But that ankle sprain, it's the one thing threatening all of it. If he misses more time, the narrative starts slipping. The Bulls opened the season strong, and Giddy was leading the charge, triple doubles, high usage, running the offense. That's what most improved looks like. But to actually win it, he's got to stay on the floor. He can't let this ankle issue linger. Getting back soon and staying available has to be the focus. He also needs to keep pushing. Double-digit rebounds and assists consistently would make his numbers impossible to ignore. If he boosts that efficiency, especially from outside, his case gets even stronger. But none of it matters if he's not playing. Giddy's got the role, the stats, and the spotlight. Now it's about durability and momentum. If he stays upright and leads the Bulls into a strong season, this award is his to lose. But if not, someone else will grab it. Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson Jr. needs a new point guard, The Grizzlies gave him a 5-year extension worth $240 million, and now it's time to actually build the offense around him. But with Morant struggling, shooting just around 40% from the field, and losing consistency, Jackson's not getting the looks or spacing he needs to dominate. He's not a creator, first big. He needs a floor general who can shoot, pass, and run the offense without it collapsing into chaos. Right now, Jackson's putting up strong numbers, but too often he's forced to create off the dribble or settle for inefficient shots. That's not his game. A consistent guard who knows how to operate pick and rolls and draw defenders would let Jackson pop, roll, or post with real advantage. Instead, he's fighting for everything, and it's draining his efficiency. He's also one of the team's best defenders, so playing next to a point guard who takes care of the ball and defends would make his impact even greater. If the Grizzlies want this contract to pay off, they've got to get Jackson a partner who can actually run the offense and make his job easier. Trae Young needs to come back and dominate with Jalen Johnson. Right now, Johnson is exploding, dropping 31 points, grabbing 18 rebounds, and throwing out 14 assists in a single game. That's a star-level performance, and Trae needs to be the one linking up with, not watching from the sideline with an MCL sprain. Before going down, Young's numbers were off, just under 18 points per game, shooting around 37%. That's well below his career averages, and nowhere near the kind of output the Hawks need if this duo is going to take off. His job now is simple: get healthy, raise the efficiency, and lean into Johnson's breakout. Johnson can take pressure off and help open space. Trae's got to use that to his advantage. That means more assists, cleaner shots, and better overall decision making. He's also got to get his contract situation locked in. The longer that drags, the more distractions it creates. If Trae returns soon and finds a rhythm with Johnson, the Hawks might have something real. If he stays in a slump or out of the lineup too long, it's just another season of missed potential. Denny needs to carry the Portland Trail Blazers into the playoffs. So far, he's averaging nearly 26 points, almost 7 rebounds, and over 4 assists per game. On strong efficiency too, shooting just under 49% from the field and nearly 38% from deep. That's top-tier production for a wing, but now he's got to translate that into wins. The Blazers are sitting around a 6-6 record, and while that's decent for mid-November, surviving the Western Conference means more. Denny's job now is to keep scoring at this pace, but also lift up the roster around him. That means playmaking, defense, leadership, and stepping up in the clutch. A few big games won't cut it. He's got to show up every night. He also needs help. The supporting cast has to hit shots, defend, and rebound, so he's not doing everything alone. That point guard rotation, it has to settle. If the offense doesn't run smoothly, it puts too much on him. Denny's playing like a star. If he stays healthy, leads the charge, and the Blazers hold up around him, this team has a real shot at breaking back into the playoffs. Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter needs to be traded. He's putting up over 23 points, nearly 8 rebounds, and 3 assists per game while shooting around 46% from the field. That's strong production, but it's stuck on a team that's falling apart. The Nets are sitting at 1 win and 11 losses, and the roster looks more like a tear-down project than anything built to compete. MPJ's in his prime, and this current setup is wasting it. He came over from Denver in the offseason and has done his part. The problem isn't him, it's the direction. Brooklyn's likely to move vets, chase picks, and lean young. That doesn't fit a player making over $38 million this year and over $40 next. If he's going to make the most of this stage in his career, he needs to land on a team with real goals. To make that happen, he has to keep scoring, stay healthy, and make it easy for a contender to see him as a piece that helps right now. Otherwise, he risks being the guy putting up numbers on a team going nowhere. Alexar needs to become one of the best defenders in the NBA. He's already averaging over 19 points, nearly 9 rebounds, and close to 4 assists per game. Pretty wild for a second-year big. And he's got elite tools, standing around 7 feet tall with a 7'4" wingspan. But physical gifts only take you so far. Right now, opponents are still shooting nearly 65% at the rim when he's the primary defender. That's too high. To reach that next level, he's got to start converting those contests into tougher shots and fewer buckets. That means mastering positioning, not just relying on length. He also has to keep climbing as a rebounder. Securing the defensive glass consistently shuts down second chance points and controls tempo. Switching ability is a must too. Modern bigs can't just camp in the paint. He's mobile enough to guard wings. Now he's got to prove it across a full season. The good news? He's just 20 and already showing flashes. If he tightens his reads, stays on the floor, and becomes a true anchor, there's nothing stopping him from being an elite defender. If you enjoyed this, I'm going to be posting a lot here. I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.